April is here. It was lovely to change the calendar, and after 3 months of snowy pictures, it was nice to see some green grass and the blue skies and the trees starting to bloom. And it says Spring Awakening. So it was Easter weekend and there was absolutely no snow. That's kind of strange for us. Usually there's always snow or it's a really, really messy time of the year, but we couldn't have asked for a more beautiful Easter weekend weather-wise. So Easter is over. It was everything was really nice over the weekend. We just enjoyed each other's company, just everything. It was really, really nice. And it was even nicer weather because where I live, if we're celebrating Easter in March, there's usually a lot of snow on the ground still, or even in April, like it's usually very messy because the snow is melting and things are wet and muddy, and then you have all of the sand and everything. But because we didn't have a lot of snow or even cold weather, like we have a very, very mild winter, it was very strange to kind of have like a really nice spring weekend for Easter, and everybody enjoyed it. The parks were busy, kids were flying kites, people were going for ice cream, all the kids were out with their scooters and bikes and everything. It was just really nice to see nice weather, and I enjoyed the weekend. But I'm not gonna lie, I also after it was all over and the house was kind of quiet again, I was sad. My eyes started to kind of water up a little bit, and I think sometimes this is the stuff that people don't talk about because it's always like, the fun, the excitement, the doing this and the doing that. But even just, I was really blessed to have both my kids home and my mom and everything like that. But, there's other people that, are part of our lives, and that, kids don't always come home for the holidays, and, both parents are gone and everything, and holidays definitely changed. And I think even for us, like, the last little while, like people, it just seems like there's a lot of like sad news, people getting certain medical things wrong with them and losing loved ones and that. It just feels like more and more like kind of like where we are in our phase of lives and everything. It just seems like there's more like kind of sad news than there is like happy news. So that's always on my mind too. But we just never know what next Easter is going to be like and all of that. So I think I had that little moment of like kind of like overwhelming of like I really, really enjoyed the weekend. I was excited about it, and then when it's all kind of over with, I'm like, oh well, I don't know what the future holds. None of us do, and just we'll just do the best. And I think whatever happens, there's still so much still to be thankful and everything going on in life, and that's kind of where I am right now. But April is here, fresh starts. I got my hair pulled up today because that's the kind of morning it was, and content isn't really gonna change on my channel right now. I'm just kind of at that phase of life where I'm figuring out this whole new kind of like homemaker, getting into sharing more on YouTube. I really feel like there's a certain population here with women of a certain age and changing of lives and all of that, and there's really not a lot of that on social media just because it's completely different anyways, and I'm just gonna do my thing. But anyways, it was, it was a long weekend, getting back into the groove and everything this morning. Everything is taken care of. Our boy is where he needs to be. I stopped in, had a visit with my mom and everything, and now I am home right now. And I'm just trying to get back into the groove of everything. So, it's going to be a short week. Everybody was off Monday. It's Tuesday, get back into the groove of everything. So that's kind of what I did. Last night I sat down and I kind of had like, this is what I need to get accomplished this week. This is like outside of YouTube. This is my responsibilities. This is this, and this has to be taken care of. And then this morning when I got up and I was getting ready for the day, I just kind of came up with a game plan. And I think that's kind of a good start to today. Just what I want to kind of get cleaned up for the weekend, what are meals and everything going to look like, and then just kind of giving a little bit of plans of, some of the content and everything that I want to share on YouTube. So I definitely have some goals and a vision of, the next couple of years, some different things I'd like to experience, where I'd like to be in, making content and all of that. And it definitely is going to be a journey. It's going to take time to get there, and I'm just going to keep, having those short-term goals, monthly goals, and all of that. And the goals for the month of April, I'll be sharing them in the next couple of videos and all that. So we're not going to worry about that today. So let's go take a look at what kind of my game plan is for today, and then we'll get a video done so I can have it up so you guys can watch it on Wednesday morning. So you're not going like a whole week without a video. That is my focus for today for YouTube. So just a quick little brain dump this morning, my game plan for today. The dollar store, I did go there already. I'll share the haul in a minute. I gotta get going because Linus has to go to the groomer. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the meal plan and everything today. I do want to pack up the Easter, and then this month I'll be transitioning to yellow, so we'll talk a little bit about that. And then this is some of the stuff that I want to make this week, so that's a little bit of YouTube content. And then declutter. I want to do my dishes and the glasses and mugs today. And then also Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week, I want to focus 2 hours of computer time in my office for editing. I haven't really done a lot of comments from my video that went up, I think, Saturday morning. And then the other thing I want to look for is looking at through music to find some music and songs and lyrics kind of for inspiration, because sometimes that will give me, a different idea of how I can change, share a little bit of my day in that. So anyways, the focus right now is getting Linus to the groomer. Linus had a great weekend. He was very busy. Both of the boys were very busy, but Linus and our daughter's cat definitely kept each other busy, and he crashed all day yesterday. He was completely exhausted. And then last night he kind of got a boost of energy. So anyways, I'm going to give them each a little cookie, and then Linus and I are going to head off to the groomer to get him a little freshened up. He doesn't need too much off. His last haircut was a little bit short, but he definitely needs a little trim, his nails, and he definitely needs a good little bath. Right, Hunter? Yeah, cookie time, and then we're off to the groomers. Okay, Linus is at the groomer, so we're going to have a little bit of a power hour here, but so I was getting HelloFresh. I had coupon codes and all of that. It was really helping me because I was just struggling with meal planning and making dinners. I've gotten into a really good rhythm and I'm enjoying it again, but I didn't cancel it for the month of April because I had some credits from quality issues and all of that. So anyways, we ended up getting HelloFresh yesterday, 3 meals, and obviously we had leftovers. So I ended up making this last night, linguine and bacon and a blush sauce. I thought our son would like it, but he didn't. And then this one here is kind of like a rice bowl. I wouldn't have ordered this. And this one, I don't know if I would have ordered barbecue style chicken dinner with potato salad and garlic broccoli. So this is one of those things that's the downside of having a food delivery service. If you're on top of it and pick out your meals, it's great. But if you don't, they will pick out the meals for you. So this is what we're working with. This, I probably will like it. It might give me some little different ideas for the summer and all of that. So we'll figure it out. So anyways, that is kind of what we're working with for meals for the next couple of nights. So let's take a little peek into the fridge and see what it's looking like after Easter weekend. We did not try the cold foam this weekend, so I can't give you a review. And then I usually drink the vanilla Fairlife, and then my husband likes the chocolate, so that's all stocked up. So anyways, that's what we're working with for yogurt. That is the thing that I made last night. So I broke it up in 3 different containers. So I'm actually going to have that for lunch for the next 3 days. This will be my husband's lunch for tomorrow. It's some scalloped potatoes and ham. We still have a cucumber and some macaroni salad. And then all of the stuff that we didn't eat, we didn't eat all the lunch stuff, the hummus, and that I send all of that home with my daughter so that way she has stuff. She took a couple of packs of pasta. These were the squares that I made, so that's what's left. And then that's the last of the ham. We have some raspberries. Strawberries are all gone. They were really, really good. And then here's the 2 HelloFresh bags. I went to make spaghetti sauce on Saturday, and I'm like, I don't have any celery. So I looked. There was a Walmart pickup available on Saturday, so I put celery, and then blueberries were on sale for $2 a container, so I bought 4 of them because I didn't want to miss out on the sale. And then what I did is I ordered Hunter's dog food. I ordered laundry soap, fabric softener. I ordered a whole bunch of household stuff that I kind of needed anyways, so it kind of all worked out. And then I was able to have the celery, some produce. So that's the meat there for the HelloFresh. We finished up the bacon. I do have turkey bacon, and I think the date's this month. So what I'm going to do for us, we'll have one of these dinners tonight and one tomorrow. And then for Andrew, we're just going to do pasta, one of these pasta with a bunch of vegetables and all of that. And then he'll be happy, and that will give him 2 nights of dinner. I'm just keeping it really easy this week. And of course, cheese. We always have lots of cheese and all of that, so I'm not too worried. So we definitely have enough to get us through the next while. I still have some bananas, and I didn't cut the pineapple yet, so that's something I have to do today too. So then for meals for the next couple of nights, we have the rice bowl, barbecue chicken, pasta and chicken make for our boy. And then I have ham and macaroni salad, so that would be a quick, easy dinner or lunch. Egg roll in a bowl is something I wanted to make, so whenever that pasta is done, Then I'm gonna have that for lunch, and then cancel the HelloFresh and deactivate the account. That's what I need to do because I'm not going to be getting it all. And then I do want to make some blueberry muffins. I do want to make some scones, pizza sauce, English muffins. So that's some of the stuff that will be in like a food related video to share with all of you. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack up Easter and then just talk a little bit about like what my vision or what I'm thinking about for kind of like updating and decorating our home for spring. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and get the box, pack up Easter, and then I'm also going to get the box that the HelloFresh came in. Use that opportunity for having a box, and I'm going to pack up some dishes, glasses, and mugs and declutter, just a quick declutter in the kitchen of things that I don't use at all, and it's time to get rid of them. This is the box I've used, I think, since 2020. I wrote down Easter 2020, coffee mugs and sofa table display. That's what I kind of used to use like for my decorating. That sofa table has now moved to the basement since we kind of like updated our main floor, but this was a note I wrote, Easter 2022, not much joy from decor, especially Dollarama items. That was just, you know, an interesting note to kind of see how you change, how your feelings and everything are over the years. I think in 2020, that was a really hard year because that's when we were doing a lot of changes with my mom. So I'm really glad that it's 2 years later and, you know, I'm getting joy and excitement from all this kind of stuff again. This will get packed up. This, I have a spot in the garage where it goes, so that will go there again until next year. I like the simplicity of the way that I decorate. It didn't take long to tidy up. The tiered tray, I really don't have anything for spring. That's one of those things where I'm trying to find little knickknacks or thrifting and all of that, but I'm not buying stuff just for the sake of buying it. So I think I'm probably done with that now until maybe fall. I'm not sure. We'll see. So I'm just going to leave the green for a while. This is what our house looked like after Easter weekend. The dogs crashed all day yesterday. Like I have all the green blankets, the pillows and all of that. We're just going to leave it alone right now. Even this here, like I'm going to change. I have yellow blankets and everything. I also put the green tablecloth back on. And then there's a couple of things I kept out. So this, I always put out for Easter, but it's like the little rain jacket and the rubber boots. I actually wish this was a little duck instead of a rabbit. So I'm going to leave this out. And then also my Hello Spring mug. So that's what I was thinking about, is having different things like here to kind of do like like in a little decor or something, but I don't have a lot to work with, but it's kind of nice to get it cleaned up and start thinking about the other things. So I'm going to change out the tablecloth and I'm going to put like the yellow blankets and everything out. And then the other thing I'm thinking about is putting yellow panels up in my living room for the summer, just to kind of like freshen up the space. And it doesn't really take a lot to do it, especially with the cost of panels and everything now. And I think it will just kind of brighten up the space for the summer months, but gonna pack away the Easter stuff. Okay, so that was quick and easy to get all of that taken care of. And I just wanted to share like the reality of this stuff with you, because this is like just the whole journey of everything. Like I remember when the kids were younger, especially being part of the military family, there was a lot of Easters that part of our family was away and missing. And I did the best that I could with like inside Easter egg hunts with the weather and decorating and the Easter baskets and all that kind of stuff. And I was always grateful that my parents were always close by, you know, that we could go there. You know, I had a break and my mom would do the cooking, and then, you know, over the years that all changed, and then, you know, it was just my mom, and then I started doing all the cooking and everything and kind of the dynamics. And just even seeing on that box, you know, 2020, like I know our daughter wasn't home for Easter that year. And then in 2022, there wasn't a lot of joy, and that was like kind of like the 2 years kind of we were dealing with everything. And that was the year like my mom got the official diagnosis and, you know, not being able to live on her own anymore. And I know some of you have gone through all of that, and just how things had changed. Like there was no more going to grandma's house and everything. I think especially for our son, that was something that was a little bit harder for him. And now, you know, we're figuring everything out, you know, how we make it all work and everything. And I'm just glad that, you know, 2024 was a really nice Easter, but there was still a little sadness at the end of it because you just don't know what the future holds. And I think back about all the years of like, especially Vlogmas and all of that, like, thank you for many of you opening up in the comments and all of that. And, you know, I remember, I think one of you said like you had an aunt that like hosted every year, and like she passed away or couldn't do it, and just kind of how everything changed with the family, because it was always like getting together at her place and doing this. And, you know, things change over the years where, you know, people move away or things happen with families, you lose loved ones and all of that, and sometimes the holidays change and it's not always like a happy story and everything, and I think that's sometimes what people don't want to talk about, but that is, you know, part of the reality of life and everything. So just a little bit of reflection. I don't know, it's all packed up for this year. We'll worry about Easter next year. I don't even know, hopefully it's in April, but we'll see. So anyways, that's done and taken care of. It's all packed up, and now I'm gonna start thinking about decorating for spring, and that will be part of August. And then the other thing that I will be sharing on my channel this month for content is what I, you know, the meal planning, the freezer inventory, cleaning things out. That's really what my focus is on in April, is cleaning out the meat in my freezer in the kitchen, and then cleaning out the pantries and all of that, and then reorganizing everything for kind of like making more from scratch. I'm trying not to buy as many convenience foods and all of that, and that kind of slow and steady race with trying to make better choices and all of that. And then as we go from May to June and all of that, we'll just kind of figure everything out, just changing a few little things every month. You don't need to make all of these changes at once, because that just sets you up for failure. So that's kind of what we are right now. But as I'm reflecting back, and then I think, you know, especially the Dollarama stuff that didn't bring me joy, I actually went to Dollarama today to pick up some household things, and I'm going to share the haul with you and kind of give you a better idea of what I like to pick up there and stuff that I don't even look at anymore, because I know a lot of it ends up being clutter. Hunter wants in, he was out soaking up the sun, but I think he got a little bit too hot. Now he wants to come into the cooler house. But it is absolutely gorgeous out today, and then tomorrow we're supposed to get rain and snow and really heavy, heavy winds. Before we get into the Dollarama haul, I'm just going to share a little bit of like just life and all of that. And this is one of the things that I treasure, is my mom has a bunch of recipes written here. Some she's made, some she hasn't. I'm so thankful to have this. This is one of those gifts and things that I'm so glad she did, because I treasure it. And then I was trying to like make my own of like writing down my recipes and everything in my handwriting, like the ones that my family and everything like. So a couple of weeks ago when I was at Dollarama, I saw these recipe journals, and I picked up 2 of these brown ones, and I'm like, oh, I love this. Like, I find it's more of a setup. So recipe name, category, serves, rating, prep time. So you can do like the ingredients and the directions, but then there's also room like for the personal like feedback or something like that, or the little things that you do and all that kind of stuff to make it like that family recipe. So I had picked these 2 up, and that's part of what I'm trying to figure out too, is like the recipes and everything that I make all of the time. Before we get into the haul, so this is the buttermilk pancakes. I made this for the brunch. Excellent. I've made this so many times. I still don't quite have it memorized, but this is one of those ones that's going to go in there. This, on the other hand, is an Easter recipe that was awful. They were like the cake mix cookies with the sprinkles. Terrible. They just taste awful. I guess because there's not a lot of liquid. It's just melted butter and eggs. It's like they taste like baking soda. They're just not very nice tasting. So that was a waste of time and ingredients and everything. Nobody liked them. But the other cookies that were a big hit, I made this chocolate chip cookie recipe, and then instead of the chocolate chips, I put in those micro mini eggs. Like, they're gone. Everybody loved them, so that was a big hit. So I'm going to update all of that kind of stuff of what was a big hit this Easter, and these were definitely not a hit. So now we'll get into the Dollarama haul. Here is what I got today. I needed some envelopes. They didn't have the size that I wanted, but they weren't to mail out. It was more to kind of store stuff. So I went ahead with these because I didn't want to have to go to another store. And then I picked up some more. Just, there's always stuff I have to mail out. And then I did get paper clips because the only ones I have are the colored ones. And then this here is kind of like my staples. So these are my compost bags that I buy. These are the dishcloths that I use, just the Arm & Hammer. I get 6 of them for $1.50. Parchment paper, I always use the sheets. And then I also like to have the tin foil sheets. And then I saw the recipe journals that they had black. So I have 4 of them, so I'm thinking like baking, maybe a holiday book. Like, I'd like to have it a little bit more organized. So that's something that's going to be a long-term goal, but I'm really glad that I have the books that are a little bit more recipe friendly. And then I did need some body wash. So this was new, Nivea raspberry blueberry almond milk. And then this one sounded really nice, a watermelon mint coconut milk. So needed a little bit of shower gel and everything. And that's something that was like $5 at Dollarama, but I know how much it is to buy it, so I thought that was something different. Just wanted to change it up. I've been using the oil of Olay for quite a while and just wanted something different. So that is everything that I got. Let's check our game plan. The only thing I wanted to get some more hair scrunchies because I only have like kind of like one good one. The rest of them are all like the tight elastics. So Linus is at the groomer. I know what meals are gonna look like. Easter's packed up. We're gonna deal with this during the month of April. This is what I wanna do this week in the kitchen. I have my game plan this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2 hours looking for music. Oh, that's the other thing I'm gonna do right now is the dishes, the glasses, and the mugs before I go and get Linus. And then I also need to have lunch. Just a really quick purge, dishes that I don't use anymore, some cups and everything. So it's probably full to about here, but that's good to go. I have some stuff in like our donation bin, so I'll drop it off, and it feels really, really good just to do a little bit at a time. And there's little Linus. He's home from the groomer. He's all freshened up, looking pretty dapper. Do you look handsome? You want a cookie? Do you want a, I know you want a cookie. Okay, go with Hunter. These guys are the star of the show, but anyways, there you go, sweetie. No, here, Hunter, there you go. There's my boys. So happy that they're part of our lives. They definitely bring us a lot of joy, and I'll tell you, they kept everybody on their toes this weekend, keeping an eye on that kitty cat, eh? Right, Hunter? Yeah. Here we are at the end of the vlog. Now, vlogging, I would never have picked up the camera any time before, like with my hair up, just kind of looking like a hot mess, just trying to get stuff done. But I actually like this kind of content, and to me, vlogs are old school YouTube, like back in the day where somebody just like picked up the camera, talked to it, shared a little bit about their day. For me, I sit on the couch and check in with you, like catching up with a friend. That's kind of like what my, you know, goal or purpose and everything is. And I remember like years ago when I would do this kind of content, I always kind of looked at it as an after school special, like how do I wrap up this video or, you know, day in the life or something. Like I always try and take something away from it. And I think for me personally today, like this fresh start, kind of having a game plan and everything, like as I think back of everything, you know, planning for me is something that was kind of a hobby. I'd watch a lot of content and I'd get very confused with like things that different people did and all of the new planners and all that kind of stuff. I've kind of figured out my own thing now where it's more of like memory keeping, using like sticker kits and printing out pictures and like writing things like that happen in the news too, that like, you know, 3-4 years from now I'd look back and I'd be like, oh wow, this happened, and kind of like memory keeping for our family. And I think when it comes like to-do lists, like they stress me out because I feel like, okay, this and that. And usually in the mornings, like I do a brain dump, but for some reason this morning, like I just wrote down a game plan and I'm like, that's like the perfect fit for me, because I feel like that's part of the reason why I kind of wanted to have a fresh start, to kind of like start over again here on YouTube for those women that are out there trying to find kind of something like in this age range or kind of like the changes of life and all of that, where, you know, not everything is like hunky-dory and perfect. Some days suck, some days are great, you know, it's kind of like the ins and outs of everyday life. And I think that's where I am right now. Like I'm kind of ready to like maybe grow a little bit. Like I've just been at this place for a while and I'm fine with that, but I feel like there might be other women out there that are kind of looking for something like this. So, you know, I think the thumbs up, comment, like the more interaction and stuff on the video, like they might get recommended or something. So, you know, even if there's a woman out there that can relate to this or feel like, oh wow, this is kind of different, I think that's where I'm kind of at right now. But I'm not wanting to do the influencer. I like to do like one vlog a week, but I still like to cook, and, you know, I'm trying to do all of these other things. But I think for me personally, I do this every year when, you know, you get the spring clothes out and you're like, oh my God, like, you know, I gained weight over the winter, I did this or I did that, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's the same thing for however many years. And I think that was the biggest thing for me, was like last year, letting go of that diet mentality. Like I'm not gonna like stop eating certain foods. Like I'm trying to have a healthier relationship with food. I'm trying to cook more from scratch. I'm trying to do this and that. And that's kind of like part of my journey and part of my game plan. And then same with the house and everything. Like I'm trying to simplify it and make it easier, but still cozy and functional and all of that. And that's kind of where I am right now in life. And I really do feel like just kind of that game plan today just kind of like came to me. And now it just kind of makes sense. Like if there's other women out there that can connect, I really do feel like I have a game plan, because this time next year, I want to be in a better place physically. Like I feel even from last year, I'm in a better place mentally, like just with all of the changes with life and accepting who I am and the imperfections and all of that. Now I'm trying to like do the real changes for myself. And you know, like my husband's at work, my son's where he needs to be and all that kind of stuff. And then like I have like a few days a week where I can like focus more on this, and I think that's really important for myself. And that's kind of like what my game plan is. So for the month of April, you know, spring decorating, you know, cleaning up the pantry, getting back into vlogging, kind of getting back into a little community here, and kind of maybe having a little bit of growth, probably losing some subscribers, which that's all part of the game and everything. Like I always say, like if you feel like this is a fit, stick around for the journey. But if you feel like, you know, maybe this isn't right, believe me, there is content out there for you. Try and find it. Like there's lots of great content creators and everything out there. I just feel like there's a little piece of this that maybe more women are looking for. And even like my regular subscribers that have been following me for years, you're probably like, that's probably why you stick with me, because there's something relatable. So that is my game plan moving forward. Like everything has kind of come together. I feel good. I'm letting go of like what is out there and everything, and I'm just gonna try and do my thing, and we'll just go from there. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day, and we will talk to you all very soon.